Boys, let's get real for a second. Have you ever had a conversation with a girl and felt like you were in a Bollywood mystery movie, trying to decode secret messages? Maybe you're out on a date, she leans in and says, "Is it just me or, is it getting warmer in here?" And your genius brain goes, "Yeah, climate change, right? Congratulations, my friend. You just missed the biggest green light of your life." I've been there. We've all been there. And today, I'm not just going to save your love life, I'm going to make you the guy who finally gets it. Here's the thing. Girls rarely say exactly what they mean. It's not because they want to torture us, well, maybe a little ... closing parenthesis. It's because society, movies, and culture have taught them that mystery is attractive. It's about the thrill, the chase, the little games that make romance so much fun. But those games are only fun if you know the rules. If you don't, you'll end up at home, eating chips and watching memes about being single. Not fun. Let me tell you a story. Back in college, I had a huge crush on this girl. Let's call her Aisha. We're sitting in the library, books open, pretending to study. She looks at me, smiles, and says, "You know, it's getting really warm in here. What do I do?" I look up, spot the ceiling fan, and go, "Should I turn it on higher?" Smooth, right? Years later, a friend tells me, "Bro, Aisha used to like you. She was dropping hints all the time." And I'm just sitting there like, why didn't anyone give me subtitles? If only I knew then what I know now. So today, I'm handing you the subtitles. Not just for Aisha, but for every girl who's ever tried to tell you something without really telling you. You're about to become a hint detective. And trust me, once you learn these 5 phrases, your DMS will never be dry again. First, let's address the elephant in the room. Why do we guys always miss the signals? Maybe it's because we expect a girl to come up and say, "Hi, I like you, let's go out." But real life isn't that simple. Girls are subtle, they're smart, and sometimes, they just want to see if you're paying attention. It's not about testing you, but about seeing if you can read between the lines. And honestly, there's something magical about that, right? That little dance of words. That secret code only you to understand. So, let's jump into the first phrase, the one that has left more guys confused than the ending of Inception. When a girl says, "I feel like it's getting warmer," she's not giving you a weather report. She's saying, "I feel a vibe here. I feel a spark." It's not about the AC or the sun outside. It's about you. She's testing to see if you'll catch on. Now, if you're like how I used to be, you'll probably just nod and talk about the weather. But if you're smart, and you are, because you're watching this, you'll smile, lean in a little, and say something fun like, "Maybe you're the reason." Watch her reaction. 9 times out of 10, she smile, maybe blush, and suddenly, the conversation isn't about the weather anymore. It's about the two of you, and if she says it more than once, bro, she's practically waving a flag. She wants you to notice. She wants you to play along. Don't just sit there waiting for a written invitation. Respond, be playful, be present. This is your moment. Asterisk now. Let's talk about the second phrase that slips right under most guys' radar. "You smell really good." I know what you're thinking. Okay, maybe my new cologne is working. But it's so much more than that. Scent is powerful. It triggers memories, emotions, attraction. When a girl compliments your smell, she's saying, "I notice you. I like being close to you." She's associating your scent with comfort, with chemistry. It's not just about hygiene, it's about connection. Let me give you a real-life example. My buddy Samir, bless his heart, once had a girl tell him, "You smell really nice." He panicked, handed her his deodorant, and said, "Here, you can use it to know Samir. She wants you, not your deo." Don't be a if a girl says you smell good, smile, thank her, and, if you're bold, tease her a little. Careful, if you keep saying that, "I'll have to keep you close, so you can smell it all the time." Suddenly, you're not just a guy with good cologne, you're a guy with game. And here's the suspenseful part. If she leans in after saying this, if she finds excuses to stand or sit closer, she's trying to bridge the gap. She's inviting you in literally, don't step back. This is your cue to get a little closer, to let the chemistry build. Moving on to the third phrase, the one that really separates the men from the boys. "I really like this part of your body." Now, this could be anything: your arms, your smile, your hands, even your laugh. When a girl singles out a feature and compliments it, especially if she touches you while saying it, she's breaking the touch barrier. That's a big deal. It's her way of saying, "I'm attracted to you. I want you to know it." Let me paint you a picture. You're at a party, chatting with a girl, and she says, "You have really nice arms," while touching your bicep. Your brain goes into overdrive. Do you ignore it? Do you flex? Do you run away? No, my friend. You smile, maybe touch her hand gently, and say, "Thanks, I've been working out. Guess it's paying off." She laughs, you laugh, and suddenly, you're both a lot more comfortable. The wall is down. The game is on. Asterisk, but what if you're shy? What if you freeze? Let me tell you, confidence is attractive, but authenticity is even better. Don't try to be someone you're not. If you're nervous, it's okay. Say something honest like, "You're making me blush." Appreciate the realness, and you'll stand out from every other guy who just shrugs it off. Now, the fourth phrase, this one is as direct as it gets, but so many guys still miss it. If a girl says, "Let's find a more secluded place," she's not just tired of the noise, she wants to be alone with you. She wants privacy, a chance to connect without distractions. Maybe you're at a party, and she suggests stepping outside for some air. Maybe you're at a cafe, and she wants to move to a quieter table. Whatever it is, she's inviting you to share a moment. To create a memory just for the two of you. Here's where you need to be smooth. Don't make it weird. Don't say, "Why? What's going to happen?" Just go with the flow. Suggest a spot you know is comfortable. Lead the way, but make sure she feels safe and respected. That's key. If she's giving you this chance, don't mess it up by overthinking or making jokes about being alone. Just enjoy her company. This is where real connections happen. And finally, the fifth phrase, the holy grail of hints. You look really good today. Listen, in our culture, girls don't just throw out compliments about looks unless they mean it. If she says you look good, it's not because she's bored or has nothing else to say. She's telling you she finds you attractive, that she notices your effort, that she wants you to know she's paying attention. Here's the move. Don't downplay it. Don't say, "Oh, I just threw something on." Don't say, "Really? I feel like a mess." Accept the compliment. Smile, meet her eyes, and, if you're feeling brave, throw it right back. "Thanks, you're looking amazing yourself." You'd be surprised how far a little confidence can go down. Let's talk about what not to do. Because trust me, we've all made these mistakes. Maybe you overthink it. She says, "It's warm in here," and you ask if she has a fever. She compliments your hands, and you immediately hide them in your pockets. She wants to go somewhere quiet, and you insist on staying in the crowd because you're too nervous. Or she says you look good, and you act like it's a joke. Don't be that guy. Learn to accept the moment, to flow with the conversation. Girls appreciate a guy who's confident but also genuine. Asterisk, let's make this practical. How do you actually become a master at picking up these hints? First, pay attention to her body language. Is she leaning in, making eye contact, touching her hair, or finding reasons to touch your arm? Those are green lights. Second, listen for repetition. If she says something more than once, she's giving you another chance. Third, respond with confidence, don't freeze, and don't ignore it. Fourth, match her energy. If she's flirty, flirt back. If she's being sincere, be sincere too. Fifth, don't overthink. And sometimes, you just have to go with the moment. Let's dive into some real-life scenarios. Imagine you're at a coffee shop with your crush. She says, "It's so warm in here." Nah. You look at the AC, then at her. Here's your chance, don't miss it. Smile and say, "Maybe because you're giving me butterflies." She laughs, and suddenly, you're both more relaxed. Or maybe you're at the gym, and she says, "Your arms are getting really toned." You say, "Trying to keep up with you." She smiles, and the connection gets stronger. Or maybe you're at a crowded party, and she whispers, "Too loud here, let's get some air." You say, "Great idea. Let's find a quieter spot." She walks with you, and now you're having a real conversation, away from the noise. Or you're on a date, and she says, "You look handsome tonight." You say, "You're making me nervous." She laughs, and the spark is lit, but sometimes, you'll mess up. That's okay. We all do. Maybe you overthink, maybe you miss the hint, maybe you freeze or make a joke that falls flat. The key is to learn, to laugh it off, and to try again. No one's perfect. What matters is that you're paying attention, that you're willing to grow. Now, let's talk about the advanced hints. Sometimes, girls won't say anything out loud, but they'll drop other clues. Maybe she remembers your favorite song and plays it when you're together. Maybe she texts you first, just to say hi. Maybe she laughs at your bad jokes, or she introduces you to her friends. These are all signs that she's interested, that she wants you to notice her. If you spot these, you're not just in the friend zone, you're in the VIP zone. Here's what I want you to do. Next time you're talking to a girl and she drops one of these phrases, pause for a second, smile. Look her in the eyes. Respond with a little bit of confidence, a little bit of humor, and a whole lot of authenticity. Don't be afraid to show that you noticed, that you care, that you're paying attention. That's what makes you different from every other guy. She talks to Dot, and if you're watching this and thinking, man, I've missed so many hints, don't worry, we all have. The good news is, you can always learn. You can always get better. You can always be the guy who gets the girl, not because you're smooth or have perfect lines, but because you're real. So, here's my challenge to you. Next time you hear one of these phrases, don't just brush it off. Don't change the subject. Don't hide behind jokes or play dumb. Step up, engage, respond. You never know where it might lead. Now, if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, that like button. Not just because it helps the channel, but because it tells the algorithm that guys out there want to stop missing signals and start making real connections. Subscribe if you want more tips, more stories, and more laughs. And drop a comment below with your funniest or most embarrassing missed hint moment. Let's all laugh and learn together. And hey, if you really want to level up, comment with the phrase, I am the best version of myself for women. Let's build a community of guys who don't just wait for luck, but create their own moments. At the end of the day, relationships are about connection. They're about understanding, about paying attention, about being present. Life is too short to spend it guessing. Learn the language of hints, and you'll open doors you never knew existed. So, the next time a girl says, it's getting warm in here, remember, it's not the weather, it's you. Don't be the guy who misses the hint. Be the guy who gets the girl, who makes her laugh, who creates stories you'll both remember. I'll see you in the next video, Dust. Until then, stay smart, stay funny, and always, always watch out for the hints. Your love story is waiting, you just have to pay attention.